It's 2021. A fashion boutique owner in London started noticing a strange trend. Customers were buying more, spending double or even triple what they used to. The difference? They were all using buy now, pay later. At first, it felt like a miracle, but within 2 years, she was chasing down failed payments, her margins were shrinking, and one of the BNPL companies she was partnered with vanished overnight. This isn't just one story. This is the unraveling of a financial trend that's growing too fast, too recklessly, and we're all caught in it. Let's talk about the dark side of buy now, pay later, and why some say it's a ticking time bomb for your wallet and the global economy. Buy now, pay later exploded after the pandemic, with millions stuck at home, shopping online surged, and so did the need for easy credit. BNPL companies like Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, and Zip jumped straight into the spotlight, promising zero interest, no hidden fees, and instant approvals. Retailers loved it. Shoppers spent more, up to 45% more per transaction. Klarna alone had over 150 million users, and the global BNPL market was worth over $300 billion. But here's the catch. All that growth, it wasn't sustainable. This wasn't just consumer convenience, it was a bubble. By 2022, BNPL firms started to crack under pressure. Zip, an Australian BNPL provider, burned through cash so fast it had to pull out of several countries. OpenPay, another Aussie player, collapsed entirely in 2023, leaving both users and merchants scrambling. Affirm's stock prices, it dropped over 80% from its peak. So, what happened? BNPL companies rely on high-volume transactions, retailer fees, and the assumption that most people will pay back on time. But in reality, delinquency started rising. In 2023, the US Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that over 10% of BNPL users had at least one late payment, and that number keeps growing. Consumers were borrowing more than they could handle, and BNPL firms, they were handing out loans with barely any credit checks. You'd think merchants would be safe. After all, they get paid up front, right? Not exactly. While BNPL brings in more customers, it comes at a steep cost. BNPL providers charge up to 6% per transaction, compared to around 1.5 to 3% for a typical credit or debit card payment. And here's the kicker. Most BNPL agreements don't allow merchants to add a surcharge to cover those extra fees. That means the business has to eat the costs. For some retailers already working on razor-thin margins, that is a serious hit. Some see higher sales but lower profits. And when a BNPL provider delays payouts, pauses services, or collapses entirely, they are the ones who are left exposed. So, while it might seem like a win for the consumer, more flexibility, no upfront payments, it's merchants who are quietly carrying the burden. And eventually, the costs get passed down to everyone in the form of higher prices, fewer discounts, or weaker services, or even a combination of all three. Let's bring it back to you. Maybe you've used BNPL to grab a new phone, some clothes, or even groceries. Sounds harmless, right? But surveys from the Morning Consult show that 42% of BNPL users end up missing at least one payment. And missed payments? They often trigger late fees, account suspensions, and now even credit score hits, as more providers are beginning to report to Equifax and Experian. What started as a convenience becomes confusion. Multiple payment schedules, overdraft fees, stress. You don't even realize you've overcommitted until it's too late. And here's what's really concerning. More people are using BNPL for essentials. A Financial Times style insight found that nearly 30% of UK BNPL users used it to finance groceries. In the US, it's increasingly being used for things like electricity bills, gas, and rent. Meanwhile, data from the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City shows that 63% of BNPL users have more than one active loan, and 33% are juggling multiple providers at once. It's becoming a financial juggling act, one that's really easy to lose control of. Psychologists have found that people using installment payments perceive items as more affordable, even when the total cost is exactly the same. That illusion is powerful, especially when you're already stretched thin or making a split-second decision. And now imagine using that same mindset for takeout. Klarna partnered with DoorDash to let customers finance orders like groceries, retail goods, and yes, even your burritos, using their pay in full system. You know the financial system is at breaking point when people are having to finance their burritos. Let me ask you, how many future payments are already lined up this month? And if you have to pay everything up front, will you still be able to make those purchases? This isn't just about the individuals. Financial experts are warning that BNPL can become the next subprime-style bubble. Why? Because it's unregulated, it's underreported, and completely entangled with retail spending habits. BNPL doesn't show up on most credit reports, so traditional lenders have no idea how much debt people are actually carrying. It's shadow debt, invisible, growing, and dangerously easy to ignore. And as more consumers default, BNPL firms are tightening their approval standards, meaning people who actually need it the most, they are getting cut off, leaving a trail of underpaid bills, angry merchants, and shrinking trust. So what can you do? Step 1, stop thinking of BNPL as free money. It's debt, plain and simple. Track your active balances, set payment reminders, and if you can't afford something without using BNPL, you probably shouldn't buy it at all. So, this whole system, it's shiny on the surface, but beneath it lies instability, risk, and growing financial pressures. So, I'll leave you with this. Are you spending money you don't have to impress people you don't know with things you don't need, thanks to buy now, pay later? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your stories. Has BNPL helped you or hurt you? Are you seeing signs of the bubble bursting? If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, share this with someone who's deep in with BNPL, and subscribe for more content that helps keep your wallet safe and your future secure. See you in the next one.